Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my match reaction for the Manchester United Wolves game. Manchester United have just lost 1-0 to Wolves at Old Trafford. It's the first time Wolves have won at Old Trafford in the league since 1980. That's over 40 years ago. Ralf Rangnick has lost his first game as Manchester United manager. Got to give credit to Wolves. They fully deserved the victory. Wolves played very well, especially in the first half. Wolves kept the ball well. They had some very good chances in the game. Daniel Podence, he had some good chances in the game. He was the man of the match for Wolves. In the first half, Ruben Neves had an effort from long range, produced a good save from David De Gea. In the second half, Romain Saiz hit the crossbar for Wolves. Wolves' winning goal came from Moutinho. It was a very well taken goal as well. If it weren't for De Gea today, I think Wolves would have had more than one goal. De Gea made some good saves in that first half. De Gea is doing really well this season, so he deserves credit. De Gea, in the game against Burnley last Thursday night, didn't really have much to do, but he could have been better positioned for Aaron Lennon's goal. Revert back to last Monday night in the 1-1 draw against Newcastle. De Gea made several key saves in that second half. The best save he made was from Almiron. This season is De Gea's 11th season at Manchester United, so he has been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. He has got under 2 years left on his contract and he receives £375,000 a week. Phil Jones played today against Wolves. It was his first appearance in the Premier League since January 2020. And you know what? I thought Phil Jones put a very good performance out. His work rate was good. He brought the ball out well from the back. And he made some good blocks and some good clearances. I was surprised that Jones played. Obviously, he was playing alongside Varane at the back. I thought it would have been Maguire alongside Varane. Jones, I think there's a good chance he'll be leaving Manchester United this year. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. He's been a long servant. This season is Phil Jones's 11th season at Manchester United. Manchester United got Jones from Blackburn back under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. The best chance Manchester United had was from Bruno Fernandes when he hit the crossbar. He should have put that away. Was it Bruno Fernandes that had that chance right at the end from the free kick that produced a good save from the Wolves goalkeeper? Fernandes didn't start the game, but he did come on. Fernandes obviously didn't play any part against Burnley last Thursday because obviously he was suspended. Ronaldo, I thought he was poor today. Ronaldo did score, but obviously it got ruled out for offside. It was definitely the correct decision. In the game as well, Ronaldo hit and it went straight to Raul Jimenez, so that could have been costly. He was supposed to head it back to the goalkeeper, was Ronaldo, but obviously it went to Raul Jimenez. Ronaldo obviously played in the 3-1 win against Burnley last Thursday night. He put a good performance out in that game, but he was still frustrated because he should have scored more than one goal against Burnley. Because Ronaldo had that chance in the 5th minute. It was Luke Shaw that created that chance, and he had numerous other opportunities against Burnley. In the game against Newcastle last Monday night, Ronaldo was anonymous. He didn't create one single chance in that game, and Ronaldo could have been sent off against Newcastle last Monday night for that challenge on Ryan Fraser. Revert back to last week, Ronaldo came out and said that I'm not happy at Manchester United, but Ronaldo's agent George Mendes says that Ronaldo is very happy at Man United. Obviously Ronaldo's demanding more from Manchester United this year. You know, Ronaldo has got 14 goals in all competitions since he re-signed, and he's got 804 goals in his career. Edinson Cavani, he weren't that good today. Edinson Cavani was played out of position. Cavani did play on last Thursday night against Burnley. He rescued a point for Manchester United last Monday against Newcastle because he came off the bench and scored, but that was a fortuitous goal. Prior to this game, Ralf Rangnick said, he's desperate for Edinson Cavani to stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. You know, Cavani's contract expires in the summer. Barcelona, they've been in for Cavani. Towards the end of last year, it said Edinson Cavani agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. Barcelona want Cavani as a replacement for Aguero, because Aguero retired last year due to heart problems. Juventus have been in for Cavani, and last year Cavani rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. By the way, Luke Shaw, he got a yellow card in the game today, so that means he's suspended for Manchester United's next game in the league, which is Aston Villa. Luke Shaw today, I thought he did quite well in the first half. He showed some good attacking intent. But I thought in the second half, Luke Shaw was poor. Luke Shaw, though, played very well last Thursday against Burnley. In that game, he got forward well, provided that width, had a good chance as well against Burnley when he hit the side netting, and he created that early chance for Ronaldo, like I mentioned earlier. The performance against Burnley, I'd say, was his best performance so far this season, because this season Luke Shaw's endured a lot of poor games when he has been fit. And I'm shocked in that aspect because revert back to last season, Luke Shaw was superb. You know, Shaw's been at Manchester United for around 8 years, so he's been a long-serving player. Been our first choice left-back for a while. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I also thought he was poor today as well. Today was Aaron Wan-Bissaka's second appearance under Ralph Rangnick. Bissaka weren't brilliant against Burnley last Thursday. Defensively solid against Burnley, and he made an imperative block at 0-0, but he lacked that attacking intent. I think Man United only had, 2 shots on target in the entire game. There was one moment in the game where Jadon Sancho was on the counter-attack, and he could have laid it off to Ronaldo, but he decided not to. So obviously Wolves dealt with that. But yeah, today, very poor performance by Manchester United. You know, Wolves were the far superior team. I thought Nelson Semedo as well did well for them. Defensively did well, and he also caused some problems on that right hand side. Conor Cody and Roman Saiz also did well at the back for Wolves. So Wolves had a lot of good performers. And let me put into the equation that Wolves are missing players. Obviously, there's no Hwan Hee-chan at the moment because he's out with injury. Hwan Hee-chan is on loan at Wolves from RB Leipzig. They're missing Pedro Neto, he's out with injury. They're missing Johnny, he's injured at the moment. They're missing Willy Boly, he's out with injury at the moment. And they're also missing Yerson Mosquera. And that's it. And Fabio Silva was out with COVID, but he is now back. Fabio Silva came on in the game today. Man United were missing some players, but not many. Obviously, Paul Pogba, he's still out with a muscle injury. He's been out of that muscle injury for a while. He got the muscle injury in France training earlier on in the season. But the good news is from Man United perspective that he is close to returning. If Pogba leaves Man United this year, he'll leave in the summer because it did mention that Man United are not negotiating a Paul Pogba transfer this month. It said Man United expects Pogba to stay in January despite the midfielder nearing the end of his contract. Pogba's contract at Man United expires in the summer. Revert back to the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. There was no Lindelof today because obviously Lindelof has still got COVID. There was no Eric Bailly because obviously Bailly came off injured in the game against Burnley last Thursday night, and plus Bailly's on international duty. And Martial, he's got an injury, but Martial doesn't really get in the team anyway. Martial will leave Man United this year. There's a good chance that he'll leave in this January transfer window. There has been rumours about an Ousmane Dembele and Anthony Martial swap deal. It's Sevilla that won Martial. But towards the end of last year, he said Manchester United rejected a loan offer from Sevilla for Martial. Last year, Ralph Rangnick confirmed that Martial wants to leave Manchester United. Because Martial held talks with Rangnick over his future, and last year, Martial's agent confirmed that Martial wants to leave Manchester United this month. You know, Martial is demanding game time because he's not getting enough game time at Manchester United. So there you go. Substitutions were brought on in the game against Wolves. Marcus Rashford came on. I thought Rashford was poor when he came on, to be quite honest with you. Rashford's been very, very poor since he come back from that shoulder problem. Rashford's not been the same player. Rashford missed the first 2 months of the season with that shoulder problem. Anthony Elanga, he also came on in the game against Wolves today. Anthony Elanga has made a few first team appearances. Not so long ago, Anthony Elanga signed a new contract with Man United until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. And of course, Bruno Fernandes came on in the game. And by the way, Scott McTominay, he got a yellow card in the game against Wolves. So that means McTominay is suspended for the game against Aston Villa in the league. That's a bad blow for Man United. McTominay, he was the man of the match in the 3-1 win against Burnley last Thursday night. McTominay scored a very good goal from the edge of the box. It was a good composed finish. It was his first goal though since February. McTominay should have had more than one against Burnley last Thursday night because he had a chance when he hit the woodwork. He also had a chance in the second half of that game that produced a fingertip save by Wayne Hennessy. Manchester United beat Wolves at Molineux earlier on this season 1-0, but Man United were also very poor in that game. We was lucky to win that one. It was Greenwood that scored the winner in that game. Man United won the game against Wolves at Old Trafford last season 1-0. Marcus Rashford scored very late on. Man United were also lucky to win that one. The Wolves manager is Bruno Fernandes. He's been Wolves manager for around 6 months now. Bruno Fernandes got appointed in back in June last year. He's got a contract with Wolves until 2024. Before Wolves, Bruno Fernandes managed Benfica. To be honest with you, I don't think Wolves are as good as there was under Nuno Espirito Santo. I thought Wolves were very consistent under Nuno Espirito Santo. When Nuno Espirito Santo was the manager of Wolves, He got Wolves back-to-back 7th place finishes in the Premier League. He also got Wolves to the FA Cup semi-final for the first time in 21 years. Nuno Espirito Santo left Wolves at the end of last season. Earlier on this season, Santo got sacked by Tottenham. Santo enjoyed a very short managerial tenure at Tottenham. He was only in charge of Tottenham for around 4 months. So, Manchester United's next game is Aston Villa in the FA Cup. It's next Monday night, the 10th of January, 5 to 8 kick-off at Old Trafford. You know what, Villa is going to be a tough game. Because I think Villa have done pretty well under Steven Gerrard. You know, Steven Gerrard has enjoyed a good start to his managerial career at Aston Villa. When Villa appointed Steven Gerrard in, Steven Gerrard signed a 3.5-year contract. So that means he's under contract at Villa until 2024. Don't forget, when Gerrard managed Rangers, he won the Scottish Premiership, and at one point Gerrard managed Liverpool's under-18s. Before Steven Gerrard, Villa had Dean Smith. Villa sacked Dean Smith earlier on this season. Dean Smith is obviously now the Norwich City manager. Villa did recently lose to Brentford 2-1, but you know, Brentford are a good team. Brentford are enjoying a very good season to their standards. And you know, Villa have got some good players in their team that could cause us all sorts of problems next week. You know, they've obviously got Danny Ings. You know, Villa got Danny Ings from Southampton last summer. Villa have also got Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey's definitely made an impact. Aston Villa got Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen, was it, last year? I think Leon Bailey's out of injury at the moment. Villa have also got Anwar El Ghazi, that's good. They've got Trezeguet, that's good. They've also got Bertrand Traore. They've got Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is one of the best players Villa have got. Ollie Watkins is a former Brentford player. You know, Villa have also got John McGinn. I think John McGinn is suspended for the league game, I heard. That's a key player for Villa. Villa have also got Jacob Ramsey as well. They've got Douglas Luiz, that's a good midfielder. They've got Morgan Sanson, they've got Tyrone Mings, that's a very good centre-half. You know, Manchester United were linked with him a while ago. They've also got Konsa, Courtney Hawes. They've got Matt Targett, Matt Cash. They've also got Ashley Young. Ashley Young is a former Manchester United player. Ashley Young was a long-serving player at Man United. Young was at Manchester United for around 8.5 years or so. And one of the goalkeepers Villa have got is Martinez. Let me put into the equation, last summer Villa lost Jack Grealish to Man City, but Villa did receive £100 million for him. And Villa won at Old Trafford in the league earlier on this season, 1-0. That was Villa's first win at Old Trafford since 2009. Now, obviously, you know the news on the transfers. Earlier on today, I gave you the news on Denis Zakaria. He said Manchester United won Denis Zakaria. Manchester United, Liverpool, Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich have all made inquiries to sign Denis Zakaria. Now I'm hearing that Villa are in for him as well. Sports Bild said that Borussia Mönchengladbach are willing to sell Denis Zakaria for £6 million. this month. And there has been a lot of rumours about Julian Alvarez. It's said recently that Julian Alvarez's agent is heading to Manchester for a transfer meeting. Manchester United have already made contact with the agent of Julian Alvarez, and Manchester United are prepared to pay the £17 million release clause to sign Julian Alvarez. It recently said that Julian Alvarez is close to signing for Man United, so there is a good chance that Alvarez will be the first signing of the Ralph Rangnick era. You know, Alvarez is at River Plate, he's been at River Plate for a long time. His contract at River Plate expires this year. He's mainly a forward, but he can also be deployed as a winger. Alvarez. He's only the age of 21, so still young, got a lot of development in him. I've disregarded Haaland coming to Man United because allegedly Haaland has said his next move is Spain, and allegedly Erling Haaland's father has said the same thing. Because it did mention last year that Ralph Rangnick wanted Erling Haaland, because Rangnick spoke with Erling Haaland's father, Alf-Inge Haaland, over the possibility of his son signing for Manchester United, this year. Man United have been linked with Ousmane Dembele. Towards the end of last year, it said Manchester United contacted Ousmane Dembele's representatives. And like I said earlier on, there's been talks of a Dembele and Martial swap deal. I don't want Ousmane Dembele at Manchester United because he's too injury prone. Dembele though is set to leave Barcelona because don't forget Dembele rejected a contract at Barcelona following a furious meeting with club bosses. The news on Declan Rice as well. It said Man United are confident of landing Declan Rice in the summer for £100 million. West Ham's disappointing December has given Man United a huge boost in the chances of signing Declan Rice. Rice has been a long-term target for Man United. Jude Bellingham, he's also been a long-term target for Man United. He's at Dortmund now, but revert back to when he was at Birmingham. Manchester United tried to get him. Man United have been relentlessly linked with Amadou Haidara from Leipzig, and we've been linked with Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen recently. In recent weeks, we've been linked with Rudiger and Frankie de Jong. We've been linked to Kamara as well from Marseille. So there's a lot of players that Manchester United are looking at. But when Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. He wants a centre defensive midfielder. He's made that clear. Ralph Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for just over a month now, is it? He has obviously managed, 6 games now. Obviously, he's lost one. His first defeat came today against Wolves. If Rangnick does well as the interim manager, there is a chance he'll get the Man United job on a permanent basis. I don't think he'll become Man United's permanent manager. Come the end of the season, I think Man United will appoint somebody else in. Rangnick's Man United's interim manager until the end of the season, and then it did mention after that Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years, but it did mention that Rangnick may lose a consultancy role if he fails to get Manchester United into the Champions League. Rangnick's been given a transfer budget of £75 million to spend. Before Man United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. But Rangnick has made changes at Manchester United because he's brought 3 additions in. Earlier on in the season, he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armas in as an assistant, and he also brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. But reflecting on the poor performances under Rangnick so far, Rangnick's totally blameless. The players have got to take responsibility. So reflecting on the poor performances under Rangnick, that just proves that Ole wasn't all the problem when he was Manchester United manager. Was it the answer to sack Solskjaer, such Solskjaer being given more time? Solskjaer was Manchester United manager for almost 3 years, wasn't he? Solskjaer got sacked after the 4-1 defeat to Watford earlier on this season. But anyway, on my next video, I'll be giving you my player ratings from this game. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless you all again very soon.